Hey, what's up, ladies? It's the relationship guru, Sydd Ferrell. Now, I'm back again with another video just to give you ladies. Now, before I get into this video, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and you hit that bell notification so that you're notified every single time I post. And if you are a woman that needs relationship advice, or you want to learn more about how to think like a man, or why men do the things they do, act the way they act, and think the way they think, then I encourage you to book a one-on-one session with me. Link is in the description below, and I can help you out personally, one-on-one, with any questions, concerns, or anything you have regarding your dating life or relationship currently in general. And also, brand new on my website, if you want me to coach you every step of the way, step by step, throughout your dating or relationship process and journey, and you want me to become your personal dating coach long term, then I have a special program just for you. Link is in the description below also, and I can help you out personally again, one-on-one, with any questions, concerns, or anything you have regarding your dating life or relationship currently in general. And also, go pick up my brand new Girls Night card game. It's officially out. So if you're having a game night with your homegirls and you need something to do, then make sure you go pick up my Girls Night card game. It got a lot of fun questions and scenarios about love and relationships and everything all in between. So make sure you go pick that up. Link is in the description below, okay? And then on this hand, we got my brand new ebook. It's called Oh, He's Toxic, Period. And if you never want to be played, used, or manipulated by a man ever again in your whole life, then make sure you go pick up that ebook right there because it's fire, okay? And again, link is in the description below for that also, okay? And also, if you are a woman and you love quotes, dating quotes, relationship quotes, and things like that, then I have something special just for you. I came up with my top 100, yes, 100 dating love quotes for women, right? So if you want to go get that, it's on my website. And again, as usual, the link is in the description below also, okay? So all that's out the way, and we gonna jump right into this video. And this video is titled, These Are 5 Important Dating Tips for Single Mothers. Right, ladies? So if you are a single mother, this video is just for you, because it's some things you need to know about dating as a single mother. Maybe it's some more things you need to take into consideration as a woman that has a +1 or plus however many kids you have versus a woman moving as a woman with no kids, right? It's certain do's and don'ts that you can and can't do, or might want to think about doing as a single mother, than whether if you were, a woman without children, right? So maybe on the internet, it's a lot of talk all about single mothers on the internet. You might have heard things of, men talking about single woman. A single woman is undesirable, or a single mother is this or that, or a single mother is, a horrible person. Like, she just a bad person because she had a child, with a man. And, it didn't work out with that man. So now she has a responsibility of having a child, But that don't mean that necessarily something wrong with her, as much as the internet try to make it seem. So don't let them get into your head that you are not deserving of love, because that's what a lot of times they'll try to tell you. They'll try to tell you and lie to you that you're undesirable, that ain't nobody gonna want you, that since you a single mother, you messed up your life and you don't deserve love. And none of that is true. None of that is true. You deserve love, and love will find you. There are a bunch of men that don't mind being a stepfather It's a bunch of men that don't mind taking on a package deal. It's a bunch of men that don't mind being with a woman, and no matter how many kids you got, he will treat your kids like they're his own kids. There are a bunch of good men out there. Don't let the internet make you think, or these podcasts or whatever stuff that you've been hearing about single mothers, don't let that discourage you from thinking that your life is over with, or you'll never find love, or no man will ever take you seriously, because that's a lie. Men do take a lot of single mothers seriously, right? A lot of men do want to be with, or don't mind being with, a woman with a kid, right? Especially men, maybe they got their own kids of their own, you know, or maybe it's a man that maybe he couldn't have kids. You know, it's some men, maybe they didn't have the luxury of being able to procreate or have children or whatever, produce children. Maybe he always wanted a child. You know, maybe he was thinking about maybe just adopting, you know, or being a mentor over a young child. But he said, you know, this child coming into my life with you, you know, it'll be great, a great deal, you know? So it's a lot of men that maybe they grew up without a father, and they said, hey, you know, I don't mind being a mentor to this child. You know, it's a lot of men that say, hey, you know, I care about, if I care enough about that woman, you know, then I have to accept the child, and they understand that, right? So you should not think that you are less than. You should not think that you're useless. You should not think that you're worthless. You should not think that you're undeserving of love when you are. You are, you know, and a lot of men, they try to judge you. That's the problem. It's a lot of men trying to judge you. This is what they automatically think. I'm going to give you the real. A lot of men, they automatically think that you got pregnant irresponsibly by some man, or some man tricked you out of getting pregnant, whatever, and you know, and you decided that you wanted to split ways and cut him off for whatever reason, and you didn't stay with your baby daddy, and you should have stayed with your baby daddy and whatever, and now you trying to enter back in the dating scene, and you want another man to quote unquote pick up the pieces, right? But that's not even all the way true a lot of times, because guess what? It's so many other reasons why a woman could be a single mother. A lot of men try to assume that it was just irresponsible, but a lot of single mothers is not like that. Sometimes the father of the child, sometimes maybe he's no longer with us on this earth. Maybe he passed over, you know, he passed on to the other side. He's no longer living, right? Sometimes it's like that. And she's a widow, or, you know, what have you. Or maybe it was a situation where the father, at first he said he wanted a child and he wanted a relationship. Maybe they was married at one point, you know? And what happened was that man, he ended up right after the pregnancy, or right after birth, he changed his mind. There's some men that as soon as that baby born, they turn into a whole new man. All that stuff, I'm ready to be a father. I can't wait to be a father. Sometimes they go out the window, and when reality hit, sometimes he gets scared and he felt like, hey, I don't know if I'm ready for this type of commitment or responsibility. So he might run off, might leave, might whatever, you know, and the woman can't control that. She said, I did everything right. I got a ring on my finger. I did this, I did that, you know, and still, a man can still leave. So you can't control what a man do. Even you could do everything right. A man can still leave you and not want to be with you for whatever reason, right? Maybe he want to do his own thing, go his own way, have sex with multiple women. You can't control that, you know? So a lot of times they try to focus so much on, oh, you a single mother, you the bad person. They never look at the men to say, why are these men the ones creating these broken homes? How about that? It's a lot of men that create a lot of broken homes, going from woman to woman to woman, getting all these women pregnant and stuff like that. And they ain't never got no blame for it. It's always the single mother's fault for being naive or not knowing or whatever, but they never blame the man for being irresponsible and going around just, basically manipulating women. It's a lot of men that are master manipulators and getting a woman to, believe that he want to be with her forever and he gonna be a good man. He want to be with her and be a husband and be a great father. And he could tell her all these things and wine and dine her. And she think that, hey, I could trust this man. And sometimes as soon as she trusts that man and she end up getting pregnant, now he nowhere to be found, or now he acting funny, or now this or that, So, or you don't know how it got. Like sometimes maybe that woman was in a bad relationship with her child's father. Maybe the child's father was putting hands on you, cussing you out, calling you out your name. He was cheating on you, lying to you, having sex with multiple women. Maybe he got another woman pregnant on you. Maybe he messing around, having sex just recklessly with multiple women and stuff. So you ain't had no choice but to leave. You ain't want to leave, but you're like, hey, this home that we creating gonna be a toxic home anyways if both the parents are unhappy. So you like, we just gotta go our separate ways. Like I can't be here and allow you to cheat and lie to me and stuff like that. So you had to cut that man off, your baby daddy off. Sometimes a woman had to cut her baby daddy off because he was toxic. Even after, maybe not even in the beginning, he was such a great person, but then after the baby, he changed. Or maybe sometimes he showed little signs and maybe the woman didn't pick up on it, and sometimes, it just happened that way. But that, again, does not mean that you got to throw in the towel. That don't mean that dating is over for you. That don't mean that it ain't no future for you. Just because it didn't work out with your baby daddy and the fact that now you have a responsibility of a child, that don't mean that your dating life is over. Mama got to have a life too, right? But however, there are some do's and don'ts that you might need to take into consideration, because you can't just move any type of way no more, now that you do have a child, right? So I'm going to teach you in this video a few ways how you can date men, what you need to watch out for, what you need to think about, and how to really navigate and prepare your mind for dating, because it's not over. It's single mothers that get married every single day. It's single mothers that get men to do anything for them every single day. It's single mothers that get a man to do anything because he just wants to care for her and he accepts the child as a package deal. He don't mind playing the stepfather. He don't mind treating your child like it's his own child. He don't mind loving you and loving your child. So don't you ever let the internet make you feel like you as a single mother that you're worthless or your life is over because you got a kid or you got kids. Like, your life is not over. It's plenty men that will marry you just how you are right now, kid or no kid. They don't care about that. They care about you, right? And the dynamic of the relationship. Maybe he want kids too. It's some men that want kids, want more kids. They don't mind kids. They love kids, right? So just keep that in mind, okay? So anyway, ladies, in this video, we're going to discuss the top 5 things you need to watch out for or think about when it comes to dating men as a single mother, right? So we're going to jump right to it and we're going to number 1. So number 1, the first thing you need to take into consideration when it comes to dating as a single mother, number 1 is Never settle for less than what you deserve from a man. So, a lot of people think that because you are a single mother, that means that you are on clearance. That means you on a discounted price. Basically, like your price went down because you got a child, right? Quote unquote. So that means that you got to date down, basically. Society try to make it seem like you a single mother, you done messed up your life already, and now you got to date down. You got to date men beneath you. You better be happy that anybody wants you. You better take what you can get. You better pick up the scraps of the men that's left. Because the real men or the rich men or the attractive men, they want the women with no kids. And they don't want the women that got kids. Blah, 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 right? None of that is true. Don't you let that infect your brain. Don't you let that manipulate you, okay? You still, I don't care how many kids you got. Maybe even more so, the fact that you do got kids, maybe you do need to really enforce your boundaries even more. You should have high standards. Talking about a single mother shouldn't have high standards. Yes, she should. Matter of fact, her standards should be even higher because she got children. Now her standards need to go up, not down. That ain't how that go. When a woman has a child, now her standards are now up. She got to be more particular on who she allowed into her life because they're going to be around her child. So she really got to vet this man in an even better process than what she would have if she didn't have no children, right? She got to make sure that he a good fit for me and my child. Like what the situation is, right? So you need to have even more boundaries with men. You need to be more picky when it comes to who is around you. You should never accept the bare minimum. I don't think no woman should accept the bare minimum. Whether she got kids or don't got kids, should no woman accept less than what she deserves. Should no woman accept a man that's cheating on her. Should no woman just accept a man that's not investing, not spending no money, don't want to take her out, don't want to do this, don't want to do that, don't feel like he need to invest nothing into her, don't need to be consistent with her? No, cut those men off. That don't mean that you got to accept the bare minimum because you got children, that it's okay for you to get cheated on because you got children and you supposed to just have a man and be happy that you got a man just to say you got a man because you should be happy anybody wants you. No, that don't mean take the scraps. That mean you need to even go higher. That mean now your standards gotta raise. That mean now you need to go after even better quality of men. He need to have some real integrity. You need to get some real men around you that are serious. If you gonna date somebody, make sure he's a real man. Make sure that he's there for you, loyal, respectful. He care for you. He honest. Make sure that he's a stand-up man. You don't gotta accept, no man that's unattractive or a man that he ain't got no money for real or he ain't got nothing. No, you ain't on clearance. You are not on sale. No, you not at no discounted price. No, it ain't no 50% off nowhere over here. 75% off nowhere. It ain't that. You full value even more. So don't accept the bare minimum. If a man not calling you every single day, not being consistent with you, cut him off. If a man don't want to make you his girlfriend, fiance, wife, cut him off. If a man don't want to just be with you and only you and not mess with no other woman, cut him off. If a man don't want to just, respect you overall, then cut him all the way off. You ain't got to take no mess from no man. You don't have to take nothing from nobody. At this point, hey, you don't need to accept less from anybody. you know? So just keep that in mind. Always love yourself, love your child, and know your worth. And know that any man that comes into your life is still a blessing. It's a blessing for a man to come into your life, you as a woman and your child too. You know, an extension of you. If he really care about you, he gonna care about that child. That's how you know a man really care about you is he gonna accept you and your child. He not gonna care. You know, get you a man. He not. I'm telling you, he not gonna mind it. But you gotta get you a man that like you. You know, don't get you a man that you don't like. You ain't gotta settle for no man that you don't find attractive. You know, you ain't gotta settle for no man ain't got no job, ain't got no place to stay, don't got no money. You know, you can have anything you want. You can still get any man you want. You can still be able to pull or get or attract, you know, any type of man you want. It's a lot of rich men. If you want a rich man, it's rich men that don't mind your kids. You know, if you want a man, you know, everyday man, you know, maybe he not rich, but, you know, he's well off. Like, he got money. He's financially stable. Then, you know, hey, that's as long as he treats you right, ain't no problem. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to settle for a broke man. You ain't got to settle for the bare minimum, a man beneath you that can't do nothing for you, don't treat you right. So put yourself first, put your kids first, put yourself first, you come first. And any man that come into your life, you got to know that it's a privilege, it's a blessing for them to even be a part of what you got going on, right? So don't never look down on your value. You still valuable. No matter how many kids a woman has, a woman is still a woman. She still got value. Every person still got value. Us as people, every human being, from the richest man to the poorest man, people have value. You still have value, you know, but you have to know and accept the fact that you have value. Don't let people in the internet get into your head and make you accept the bare minimum, okay? So be quick to walk away even more. That's just what I'm saying. Be quicker to cut a man off. Be quicker to walk away from a man and rotate him out. If he ain't acting right, you ain't got time. You got a kid at home. You got children at home. You ain't got time to be messing around with a man that don't appreciate you, you know, and care for you. Life already hard. There's already enough struggles in life. You don't need a man that's making your life harder, okay? Or your kids' life harder, right? So that's number one. So number two, the second thing that you need to know as a single mother in dating, number two, is be very careful about who you do introduce your kids to, right? So let's pause the video right here. Y'all ladies have to be extremely careful about the vetting process. Just like in number one, we was talking about having standards for yourself. Along with having standards is properly vetting these men that come into your life. You want to really take your time and get to know and spend enough time with these types of men that you're dating to know if they should even get the privilege of meeting your child, right? That's a privilege to meet your child. Every man does not need to meet your child. Every man that you're dating don't need to meet your child. Every man that you talking to don't need to meet your child. Every man that you having sex with don't need to meet your child. Every man that you running around with, having fun with, whatever you do with your life, with your body, your child don't need to meet that man until that man is serious about you. Until that man is making things official, making moves out here, you know, actually investing, spending money and time on you, really showing up each and every day consistently over time for you to where you feel comfortable with him meeting your children, then you do so how you see fit. But don't prematurely just let a man meet your kid. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why you don't let everybody meet your kid. This is why you don't let everybody meet your kid. You don't let every man that you date meet your kid because a lot of these men are child predators. Yeah, I said it. It's some men out here that's very sick in the head. And they prey on innocent children. Yeah, they are, disgusting human beings that they want to harm and do some weird stuff to children, right? Some explicit things, some inappropriate things to innocent children. And you need to be careful because a lot of children, if you bring a certain man around your children, you don't know what he might do to your children. You don't know how he might harm your children. You don't know how he might, touch and view and whatever your children, right? He might hurt your children. He might scar your children. He might do something bad to your children. So you don't know these men. You got to get to know these men before you just invite anybody into your life to meet your kids. Right? Because you don't want your kid growing up saying, yeah, my mama boyfriend did this to me when I was a child. My mama boyfriend, I remember my mama boyfriend used to hurt me when I was a child. My mama boyfriend, threw something at me when I was a child or pushed me or did something to me when I was a child or, some type of harm. You don't want your kid to say, my mama never protected me. My mama didn't, it was my mama's job to shelter me and keep me, but she allowed people to hurt me, because she didn't vet them properly, So keep in mind that your child is at risk of anything happening. For one, right? Just safety reasons. People crazy. Men are crazy. You don't know what he might do to your kids, right? So that's that. And then another thing, even if that don't happen, just the fact that, let's just say you let a man meet your kid, right? Let's say as soon as you meet this man, y'all go on a couple of dates, you let him meet your kid. Let's just say it don't work out for whatever reason. You and the man end up stop talking, no contact. Y'all break up, y'all split up. It's over, right? Now your kid like, hey, mama, what happened to Mr. John? Where Mr. John at? Mr. John, he, me and him, we're not talking anymore. We're not seeing each other anymore. You won't be seeing him around anymore. Whatever. I liked Mr. John. He was really cool, Okay, that's that. Now, next guy you get with a new guy. You start dating him. Then you let him meet your kid. Then you and him end up breaking up a few weeks later, a few months later. He say, what happened to Mr. John and what happened to Mr. Matthew? I told you what happened with Mr. John. Mr. John, we went our separate ways, and Mr. Matthew, he hurt mommy really bad, and me and him, we had to break up. So your kid over here looking like, mama, who is all these men that you bringing in and out the house? You don't think your kid paying attention to the fact that mama is getting around? It's okay for a woman to hop from man to man to man. The kid over here growing up like, I done seen my mama have multiple men come in and out the house, especially if you got a young daughter. What does that tell your young daughter? Oh, it's okay to have all these men in and out, having sex with all these men, having, all these men have access to you. You giving a bad example to your kid and even your son, Oh, it's okay. Oh, this how women are? Oh, wow. So women just be having men come in and out. So he start thinking, oh, so this how women operate. So women just get around like that. So then he just disrespect women because he see that, oh, look at how my mama used to act, So everybody, your kids don't need to meet every man. And then you don't want your kids getting too attached. Your kids gonna get attached to the man. They might actually like a boyfriend that you got, and then y'all break up. Now he like, dang, what happened? You know, then you get with a new man and he might like him too. Then they break up. He's like, what happened? You know, you get with a new man and your kids don't even like this new man. Your kids say, I like the other boyfriends better. I don't like the new man you with. And you might really like this new man, but your kids don't like the new man. You know, because you done brought so many other men that your kids are now comparing. Oh, okay, Mr. John, okay, Mr. Matthews, okay, Mr. Evans over here, okay, you know, so he going back and forth, like, comparing all the different men, you know, and then you don't even know how how it's making your children feel. Your children like, hey, I just want one consistent father figure around. I need one consistent mentor around. Why you got all these different men in my life teaching me all these different ways of how you know, trying to mentor me, trying to show me this and that. Like, the kid don't know what rule to follow, because he got all these different male influences. He don't know who to really grow up and be like, you know. So just be mindful of the men that come into your life, you know, and just period, your safety too. You gotta make sure the men that you dating safe too, because you know these men out here crazy. It's a lot of women that unfortunately their life might get taken by a man, you know, because he crazy, right? Sometimes it's just some crazy stuff that goes on in the world. So you just gotta be careful about vetting men and dating men, period. And the men that come to your house, men that come into your life, men that's around your kids, you just gotta be careful, period. You know, just for yourself, for your own safety, right? You know? So, and then when it comes to meeting a man meeting your kids rather, honestly, for some women, you might need to at least wait a year or so before you even let a man meet your kids or be around your kids for long periods of time with you there. You know, a lot of times, maybe in some cases, you know, some women might say, okay, maybe 6 months. You know, maybe a man will be comfortable. I'll be comfortable with a man meeting my kids at 6 months, right? If some women might say that. I say maybe a year, just at least give yourself a year with this man by yourself to vet him out, make sure he like you, and then accept you, and then he can accept the extension later. You know, don't just give him everything at one time, or, you know, don't just rush everything too fast because you don't even know this man, right? So maybe at least a year. Some women might say even longer. Some women might say, you know, 2 years before a man meet your kids, you know. Some women might go as far as, hey, you know, to really be around my kid, like for real, like he gotta almost be engaged to me, put a ring on my finger before we get that serious. Some women like that, you know. But I'ma just say maybe give at least a year. I could kind of see maybe, I don't even know about 6 months, because 6 months still might be a little too early. Some women might say 6 months. I say at least a year. Give it at least a year before you just be letting this man all around your kid like that. You know, take some time and then it takes some time for you and him to bond and get to know each other without the child, to make your own relationship and bond. And then it'll be easier for you know, you to add on your child later, instead of just throwing everything on him at one time. You know, it may or may not be overwhelming, because it's like, okay, I got you, I got your kid, like we all hanging out, I gotta get you some food, I gotta get your kid a Happy Meal, you know. So it's like, you know, or every time we go out, you gotta bring your kid, or every time we do something, your kid gotta come, like, you know. So he like, hey, let's just spend some time together. You know, you want to develop a relationship with this man without your kid, because it is y'all relationship, you know, first. You want the man to like you, because a lot of times the way a man treat you is a direct reflection of how he would treat your child. If a man don't like you, why would he give anything? Why would he give a darn about your child if he don't care nothing about you, right? That don't make no sense. So if he really, really care about you, then most times he'll really, really care about your child also. So that's why you want the focus to be on you. You want to spend some time with this man first before you even invite your kid in. It ain't about your kid right now. This mama relationship first. I need to see if he a good man for me and pick up on his skills and his habits and how he is. Then once he got through mama bear, then we can incorporate baby bear in the picture, right? So you might need to play it like that. Every man don't need to meet your kid. Keep your kids at home on the dates. You know, find you a good babysitter. Hang out with this man for a little while. Get to know him. And then whenever you feel comfortable, I can't even tell you as a man what to do with your life, with your child. You know, because you going to do what you want to do. And whatever you feel comfortable with, hey, you know, it's on you. I'ma just say at least maybe keep it at least a year, right? At the very minimum, all right? If you are just going to just, you know, go that route, just at least a year. Get to know the man, all right? So that's number 2. So number 3, the third thing that you need to take into consideration when it comes to dating as a single mother, number 3 is you got to understand men's preferences and don't take it personally, right? So, again, on the internet and maybe word around town, you know, again, you hear that a lot of men may not want to date single mothers, or a lot of men might say, I'll never date a single mother. I ain't trying to date no single mother, blah, blah, blah. And that's okay. Whatever that man want to do with his life, that's on him. He's entitled to what his preferences are and what he want to do with his life. God gave that man free will to want what he want. That's okay. Everybody wants something different in life. You know, if it wasn't you being a single mother, it would have been, oh, you're too short, you're too tall, you're too slim, you're too thick. Oh, you're too this, you're too that. You know, it could be any other preference, you know, that could disqualify you, quote unquote, from somebody not liking you. You can't worry about the men who don't like you. That's none of your business. That's none of your concern. That don't have nothing to do with you about men who say, I don't want to date single mothers for whatever reason, right? And sometimes it may or may not be a valid reason, quote unquote. You know, some men might say, hey, I'm a man with no kids. I would like to start my own family. I would preferably not want to date a woman already established with a kid because I want to have that first experience with my child's mother or my wife together as a unit, you know, our first child together. And that's okay, you know, and maybe a lot of single mothers can, you know, understand that, like, I get it, you know, you want your own family, that's fine, and that's cool. Let that man get whatever he want, you know. Hey, if that's what he want with his life, let him get it. But guess what? It's a man for you. Don't you never think that it ain't no man for you. It's some men that you're not going to be their preference. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You know, some men might not want to deal with the baby daddy drama. Maybe he might feel like you got baby daddy drama, even if whether you do or don't. You know, he say, I don't even want no parts in it. You might have a good co-parenting relationship with your child's father. It might not be no drama, but he still might feel like, I don't even want to chance it, you know? Or it's some men that say, hey, you know, as a single mother, I know that I'm not going to be able to have all your time, or I know your time will be divided, or I know it might be harder for you to be more flexible with your schedule because you might not be able to find a babysitter, or you might not be as available, or you might not be able to travel, or you might not be able to give me the attention that I need because I have to share your attention with another important human being that's in your life, you know? And it's hard when you're sharing, you know, the attention from one human being that wants your attention to another human being that's young and needs your attention, right? So he's like, some men might be conflicted with that, with the time management. Like, hey, you know, she ain't got no time for me. I just gotta, you know, I'd rather not even date a single mother. Or some men might just say, you know, hey, you know, I just want it to be us two. I don't want any extra around. I just want me and my woman, and that's it, right? Or some men they might say, you know, hey, I don't want to, you know, I'm scared of being a father figure to a child, or I don't want the responsibility of being a father figure to the child, because maybe that child might say, you ain't my daddy, you know, like maybe your kid might not respect the man, you know, they might not respect him. So he might say, you know, hey kids, be quiet or sit down somewhere or whatever. Your kids say, you not my daddy, you can't tell me what to do or whatever. So he say, I don't want no kids that don't listen to me, or I don't want no kids that I can't discipline, you know. So it's a bunch of reasons. We can go on and on about reasons why some men might not or opt out of dating single mothers, but we not worried about them. You so caught up and worried about the people that don't want you. Why you be worried about people that don't want you when you should be worried about people that want you? It's gonna be people that don't want you anyways, regardless if you would have had a kid or not. It was still gonna be men that didn't want you for whatever reason. Does that matter? No. You worried about the men that want you. You will find love again. There are plenty men. You need to shift your focus off the men that don't like you and stop trying to get to the bottom of why they don't like single mothers and what they got to say about single mothers and why they would never date about. Who cares what they think? Who cares what these men think about how they view single mothers and how they would never date? Okay, well, don't date them then. That's fine. That leave room for more stand-up men that don't have no problem with it. Good. Get those men out of here that don't want you. That's a good thing. You looking at it like it's a bad thing. That's a good thing. When you eliminate all the men that's not supposed to be there, that don't want you, that actually bring you closer to the men that actually want you. You see where I'm going with this? Now you can focus on the men that actually want you. They don't have no problem. Hey, I'll pay for you and your kid. Hey, your kid needs some back to school clothes. I got you. Your kid sick. I'll buy this. Your kid need this. I'll get you that. You know, I'll get you this. I'll buy you that. I'll take you here. I'll take you there. I'll do whatever. You know, it's always a man that would appreciate a woman like you. Don't you ever think that you got to settle again. And don't be focused on men's preferences. Let them have their preferences. Get a man that prefer you. You don't want nobody that don't want you anyways. Get a man that wants you. You know how many men would love to have a woman like you? You know how many men would love to have a child one day, or don't mind an extra child, or would love to be a father figure, or would love to, you know, be a whole family with you and your child? Do you know how many men would be honored to be with a woman like you? With or without a child, they don't care. Real men that want you don't care. Like, it's a lot of men. This is what it is. It's a lot of men that they know that they don't got no chance with you. They don't got no chance with you whether you got kids or whether you don't got kids. You would still not be attracted to them. You still wouldn't want them. Even if you didn't have no kids, you still wouldn't want them. So focus on the men that want you and not the men that don't want you, obviously. Focus on who like you and who want to be a stepfather, right? So that's number 3. So number 4, the fourth thing that you need to watch out for when it comes to dating as a single mother, number 4 is close the chapter with your child's father, or learn how to co-parent efficiently. Learn the process of co-parenting successfully, right? So, what I mean by that, first, let's talk about closing the chapter of your baby daddy. a lot of y'all women, you trying to date new men. You talk about you want a husband. You talk about you want, a father figure for your child. You talk about you want, a family again. You talk about you want to get married, all that, right? And be a wife. That's cool. But how can you move on in your future if you still holding on to your past? A lot of y'all women that single mothers are still messing around with your baby daddy. You still having sex with your baby daddy. You still kicking it with your baby daddy. Your baby daddy still be coming over your house, chilling on the couch. Your baby daddy be all up in your face. Your baby daddy be tied up on the phone with you, talking to you, hanging out with you, all around you. Y'all basically together, or y'all still deal with each other. Y'all still, got feelings for each other. Y'all still mess around from time to time, have sex from time to time. Y'all still, go on dates from time to time. Y'all still hanging out as a family all the time. Not just holidays. Holidays is one thing, right? Holidays is one thing. But y'all just hanging out on a random Tuesday as a whole family, doing stuff, hanging out, going on family vacations and doing this and doing that. You already dating, ma'am. You dating your baby daddy. How you supposed to even take a man serious, or a man take you serious, if you still dating your baby daddy? So even if a man do come in the picture, your focus is everywhere. Your focus still on your baby daddy, and you wish or want it to work out with him, wanting to be a family. But if it don't work out, you want to still have this other man on the side. Or, your baby daddy might be jealous and, might be tying up all your time, and you don't even got time to date because your baby daddy got a key to your house. Your baby daddy can pull up to your house whenever he wants to, knock at your door, come over. Your baby daddy he can leave stuff all over your house. So even if a man come over your house, you scared because you like, I don't know if my baby daddy gonna pop up, or I don't know if my baby daddy this or he that, or he leaving stuff around the house and stuff, men stuff around the house. So he marking his territory. Your baby daddy marking his territory to make sure you ain't got no other men. So a lot of times, if you still messing with your baby daddy, he don't want to see you move on and be happy and get a new man and all that. He trying to keep you there, or trying to create the illusion that y'all gonna work out or whatever. So you gotta make a decision. Either you gonna make it work out with him and be with him, or you gonna cut him off and co-parent. Cut him off romantically, should I say, because, I know y'all got a kid, so you cut him off romantically, but you just co-parent with him. And that's it, right? That's all you got to do is just co-parent, And then once you have boundaries with your baby daddy and your baby daddy over there, you and your baby daddy should not be talking about nothing else outside of the child. No small talk. He shouldn't be calling you whenever, just on the phone all the time. If it ain't about this child, what we talking for? Hang up. If he ain't talking about what time he picking up your kid or what time he dropping off your kid, hang up on him. He ain't talking about nothing. Don't be getting attached to your baby daddy. Cut him off. It's a reason why it's not working out, or it's a reason why. Stop going back to your baby daddy and expecting why you can't find love outside of him. You ain't left alone the old to get with the new. Cut your baby daddy off, co-parent. All y'all got is y'all kid together. That's it. And now you can focus on, okay, let me, start back dating. Make sure everything is over with and done. Make sure you're not having sex with your baby daddy no more. Make sure y'all got boundaries. He can't come over your house whenever you feel like it. He shouldn't have no key to your house. He shouldn't have access to you. He need to set an appointment to talk to you like everybody else, So stop letting your baby daddy block you from making you a wife one day with another man, right? if that's what you want, okay? You and your baby daddy, maybe you should just not even date. Maybe for the first 5 years or so, maybe you shouldn't even be focused on dating other men per se, because especially the first 5 years is real crucial where you're a brand new mother, So you got to be in mommy mode for the first few years anyways, and then you might still be working out stuff with your baby daddy and custody and child support and this and that. Wait at least 5 years till you get all that settled, all the child support, all the drama, all the court battles and stuff. Like, let that get all settled out. And let that, go down, and then you could get back to dating. And now your kid a little older, because you don't want to be introducing a new man to your newborn baby. Hey, I'm a new mama. Yeah, look at my new baby. He like, don't you got some stuff that you need to tend to? You worry about dating. You got a baby crying right now. You need to be nursing your baby instead of trying to, So it's like, that's your first priority. In the first few years, your baby should be your first priority anyways. Get all that situated with your baby and your baby daddy and stuff, then start dating. Once you close that chapter, then you can open up a new chapter. Once you learn how to co-parent efficiently through the court, or if you can do it in a civilized way, then that's how y'all do it, okay? So that's number 4. So number 5, the fifth and last and final thing you need to watch out for when it comes to being a single mother. Number 5 is learn how to balance your parent life and your romantic life, right? And your work life. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn, when you start dating as a single mother, now that you are a single mother, all your time ain't yours. You still got to get your kid from school, and you still got to, be around and help your child out with this and that. You got to be a mother, hands-on most times, right? And then you're trying to date. Sometimes it can be hard when you don't have a whole lot of help, or it might be hard when all your time going to being a mother, and it's hard to find the time to even date. So you gotta find a work-life balance, a romantic parenting balance. So maybe every few weekends, or every other weekend, or every weekend, maybe you could find a babysitter, a trustworthy babysitter, to take your child for, the weekend or so, or something like that. Or maybe your child can go back with their father for, the weekend, or for the week or so. Send your kids, give your kids to your baby daddy. The thing about being a single mother is, don't just put the man on child support. No, that ain't good enough. Yeah, he paying for the baby or the child, but guess what? He not hands-on like you hands-on. So give him some hands-on responsibility. Send that child to the daddy, let him have his child and bond with his child and stuff, and give you a break, right? And now you got a break. Now you can go date and do stuff and hang out, and you got some time off to let your hair down, so to speak, right? So a lot of times, it's just with prioritizing your time, because you don't want your child to feel neglected. Like, mommy don't care about me. Mommy got her a brand new boyfriend, and ever since this brand new man came around, me and her can't never have no time together. She never, rock me to bed and read me a bedtime story no more. She never, take me to the park no more. She never, hang out and kick it with me, and we go on mommy son dates and hang out and stuff. Like, we don't do nothing no more. We used to hang out all the time. Ever since she got this new man, she always with him, and I'm always at home, Or I'm always at grandma's house. Or I'm always at my daddy's house, whatever. So you want your child to know that your child is loved, and you give your child some time. But then also, that man, he might feel like, hey, I'm dating this single mother, and she spends so much time with her kid, I feel like I ain't got no time. I feel like if I want to hang out with her, she can't do it because she got to find a babysitter, or she not available, or this or that, or she ain't got no time, or she can't never fit me in her schedule. So what's the point of dating her? I can't even date her because she too busy, right? So as a single mother, you got to learn how to prioritize and organize your schedule to where your child gets enough attention and the man gets enough attention, so that men, of course, a man can come and go and your child here to stay, so of course, you got to be a mother, of course. But, you got to give that man some time throughout the week, too. So give him a couple designated days throughout the week or so where you can go hang out with this man and do stuff with him. And then you can still, jump back into mommy mode, right? So mommy can have an outside life and she can still have a parenting life, right? So it's all about time management. You got to get your time management skills together, right? So ladies, I hope you enjoyed this video. Those are my top 5 dating tips for single mothers. And again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, y'all. Hit that bell notification for me. And I'm out of here. So, till next video.